Hi, this is Matt from Studio One Expert. Well, ever since the release of version 3, we've been having a lot of fun here at Studio One Expert headquarters, just getting under the hood and seeing what's there. And I discovered a cool little trick just in the last day or so that I wanted to share with you. I've read quite a few posts on Facebook and other places where people were saying that they wish that they had VCA faders. Well, guess what? There's a way to actually make the faders in Studio One 3 work kind of like VCA faders. And for those of you who don't know what VCA faders are, you can take a group of tracks, say drum tracks like we have here, and you can put them on a group on a bus, and you can control the overall volume of all of those grouped together. Okay? And that's fine. However, with a VCA fader, all the faders move relative to each other, not just in the amount of distance up the meter, but actually in dB of volume relative to the other tracks in that group. That's cool because, for example, when you have a post fader reverb and you use a group or a bus track to feed more of the overall level to that reverb, some of your channels here will be getting too much reverb and they'll be too wet. So in order to get around that, you use VCAs. And it's really simple in Studio One 3. So here's how it works. Highlight, first of all, I guess it would help if I took off the group. Highlight your first track that you want to be, that you want to work like a VCA. Hit the Shift key and then hit the last track that you want to use in a VCA group. In Studio One, they call it a mix group. So now you have all those tracks highlighted. Watch this. If you watch the faders, they're not moving exactly the same. They're moving relative to the position of the fader that I'm dragging. See, as you get higher up on the meter, higher up on the scale, they get a little farther away from each other. Because if you've ever noticed on the meters down here, it takes a lot less movement to move a farther distance than it does up here. Up here, you have to move a lot farther to actually make a change in the volume. Okay. So, as I said, just highlight your tracks and it works. Now, some of you are going to be asking, yeah, well, that's fine, but what happens when I want to record automation? Well, guess what? It works. All you have to do, since these are all highlighted, I would just go ahead and group them. And that's Control G or Command G on the Mac, and then turn on your automation. Since they're grouped, it'll turn on for all of those tracks. Start your playback. Now, obviously, your mixer moves wouldn't be quite as extreme as mine, but that's just to show you. Flip it over to read, move back in time. If I can get a hold of it. There. Check it out. Now, the other cool thing about that is that you now have automation on all these tracks, and that leaves your bus fader free to change the overall level relative to the rest of your mix. So you can adjust it compared to the rest of your mix and not mess up your automation. How cool is that? That's VCA style mixing in Studio One 3. This is Matt. Go make more music. See you soon.